Alright everybody, welcome back to Mamaw's Kitchen, where Mamaw is going to cook us our family favorite recipes. Take it away, Mamaw.
Hi kiddos. So we're going to make some heavenly eggs today. I have a friend that's getting ready to move to Australia and she asked for this recipe specifically. So we're going to make the eggs. I want to show you, we've already made the hard-boiled eggs, but I want to show you, we got this little gadget for Uncle Clinton a couple of years ago for Christmas I actually found this one on Amazon. You can get them anywhere. But these literally steam eggs and make it in lots of different ways. But we hard boiled these. It took 3 times to do it because they'll only do 8 at a time. And we're going to do 24 eggs today. So plan ahead if you're going to get one of these. It's really helpful. If you're going to do it on the stovetop, about 15 minutes, put all your eggs in cold water and then boil for about 15 minutes and that will hard boil. One of the things that we found with this little thing is that it's easier to peel the eggs because it steams them. There's a little nail, I guess, that you poke into the bottom of the egg and then you put the egg in this little steamer and steam it. So when it cooks it, literally the peel has a little bit of steam going up around all that shell, and so when we're ready to peel it off, it comes right off very easily. And you'll see that in these eggs because look, this is how they come out. Now I've done some pretty ugly eggs that I've boiled, so I'm pretty happy with these. And I wanted to let you see what that looks like. So if you can steam them in this little steamer, go for it. If not, boil them for 15 minutes, then peel them. So we're going to cut these all in half. And then the yolk part is going to go into this bowl. Look, Uncle Clinton's got his antique mixer out for us to use today. So we're going to use this antique Sunbeam mixer. And we're going to put it all in this nice white bowl. And so I'll get all of these cut in half and laid out. And then I'll show you the next steps. Right, we have all of the yolks in here. One of the things that you want to do before you put it through the mixer is just take a fork and break them up a little bit. It just makes it a little bit nicer so you don't get any extra lumps that maybe the mixer might mix. Sometimes if they're these great big half circles like this, they'll come flying out the mixer at me, which is not fun. So I'm just going to smash them a little bit with a fork first. Now, some of the things I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I've learned the hard way on a lot of things, y'all, so I tried to tell you the little things that I've learned that makes it a little bit easier for you. Sometimes when you start throwing the mayonnaise and mustard and even a little bit of sour cream in this, all of a sudden you've got more of the liquid stuff than the yolks, and that makes it a little bit runnier and still tastes good, but it doesn't look quite as pretty. So don't get carried away when you first start putting stuff in. You can always add more, but you can't take it back out. So we're going to try to be careful and not add too much to it and make it too runny. All right, so see how everything's a fine powder. I don't have any great big half circles in there. That's perfect. So we're going to start adding some of this liquid stuff to it. I'm going to start with some lemon juice. Now, honestly, prefer to use fresh lemons, but the fresh lemons this time were so expensive, I just couldn't make myself buy them. So I've got this little thing. It's got a lot more lemon juice in it anyway, so we'll use it for quite a while. I'm going to start with it, and I want to squeeze it in here. Oh, I had to poke little tiny circles, so you may not even be able to see that going in there. But we're just going to, there, can you see it? All right, so we've got the lemon juice going in. We're going to go with some mayonnaise to start out with. And look, I'm not doing very much. I'm just going to start with a little bit. Now, I try to do equal parts mayonnaise and sour cream. One of the other things that I learned was the sour cream is actually creamier than mayonnaise. Mayonnaise has the oil in it. Oh, I think it's got oil in it. Anyway, it just, for some reason, it makes them runnier. And so I started mixing the mayonnaise and sour cream quite a few years back, and it gets a lot better flavor and it's creamier. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Then we are going to go with mustard. Now, you don't need much mustard. It is some of that tangy flavor, right? So this is the measurements so far. Now we're going to probably add more mayonnaise and sour cream, but I probably won't do more mustard. Salt and pepper and sugar. Now the sugar offsets the lemon juice. The lemon juice gives it that brightness, and the sugar makes it the sweet flavor that everybody likes. So we're just gonna dump that in there. Tablespoon probably-ish. Okay. And then pepper. Got our grinder. All right, that's, I don't know how much that is. Not much, kind of a pinch. Teaspoon. All right, so let's look. What have I got here? About a half a teaspoon?
No, probably
Teaspoon?
yeah.
Oh, I'm glad Uncle Clinton's measuring and not me, y'all. All right, that's probably too much then. I'm gonna put some of that back. All right, so I'm gonna put the lid back on. That's it. We're gonna mix this in. Let's see what it does, and then we'll add more to taste as we go. All right. All right, so I'm going to pull a little bit of this out so you can see. It's pretty good, but it's not quite wet enough. So we're going to add just a little bit more of the sour cream and a little bit more of the mayonnaise. But look, not anywhere near what we did before. That's probably about half of what I did before. And then we'll do a little bit of mayonnaise. And the other thing I want to do is I want to taste it just a little bit and see where I am salt and pepper wise. Good. I'm going to do a little bit more salt. I put some back, a little bit more sugar. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to do the salt. I'm going to do a little bit of sugar and a little bit more lemon juice. That lemon juice really is nice and bright and it makes it taste really good. All right, so nope, I'm not gonna do any more mustard. I wanna try it just like this and see what we think. Oh, look how pretty and creamy it's getting now. All right, that looks perfect. Let's taste. All right, Uncle Clinton was right. A little bit more mustard, y'all. And a touch more sugar. All right, we're gonna one more time and we'll be ready to go. All right, see the extra that's on the side of the mixer? Now I'm gonna scrape it down and just push it in and let the mixer make sure we've got it all mixed in nice and smooth. And our texture is perfect. There you go, y'all. We're gonna put this we're gonna put it in a Ziploc bag now. So back in the day, when I first started making eggs, I would use spoons and scoop a little bit into every single egg. At one point, I guess I got smart. I don't know. Maybe somebody told me the trick. But I figured out that if I put it in a Ziploc bag, I can squeeze it out like a piping bag and fill each egg, and it goes a whole lot faster. So we're going to do it that way. All right. Just going to fill this bag. I try to get it as close to the bottom as I can. Make sure that it all goes down in there. Look at the texture. That's great. That's exactly what you want, or exactly what we want. Grandkids, when I make this, there is none left. Like, it doesn't really matter how many eggs I make. I always think, oh, I might be able to have a little bit of egg salad later and just cut them up and make an egg salad. Oh no, there's never any left. They eat them all. Next trick, use paper towels when you're sliding across. That way all the extra yolk doesn't get all over your fingers. Okay, the edge of these bags now. Then when they make these bags now, they do this little lip that's down underneath. So if you try to trim just this corner right here, you're going to end up with 2 holes in your bag instead of 1. So we're going to come up just a little bit higher. See where the edge is? We're going to go above that and make a little snip into our bag. Okay. And let's see. Make a little V right there. All right, there's our hole. That's where the yolk is gonna, or the filling is gonna come out, and we're gonna just squeeze it into the egg, just like a piping bag. Okay, and here we go. Can you get a good angle? Okay. Got it on the another egg. There we go. Let's try one more. There. Let's do this. All right, here's the empty bag. Literally, I squeezed every single bit out of it, but look at your pretty eggs. So there are folks that like to put paprika on the top. I never have. My grandkids don't mind it not being on there, and I don't like it on there. So to my sweet friend who's moving to Australia, I will miss you more than you'll ever know. But I hope you enjoy these with your family.